Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today I have an exciting video. I'm answering a subscriber's question about how to do a mental diet, and I will dive in and give you guys a firsthand look at what my thought process is throughout the day when I do a mental diet. So it should be a really fun, exciting video. And guys, yeah, if you don't already know or you haven't already gotten it, we have a free course, How to Find Your Blocks to Manifest Anything Fast. The link is in the description below. When you do get the free book, you do sign up for our mailing list as well, and you'll find out if any of our coaches are having sales. So if you love a sale, definitely make sure you're on that list, because yeah, that's where we email out all the sales and coupon codes and that sort of thing. And guys, I do have a course. It is Create the Relationship You Love. It is a really great course to recreate any relationship that you have, whether it's a boss, a parent, a specific person, yeah, absolutely anything. So it'll go into detail and help you to create, that in your reality. So yes, okay, so the video is, here's the question. Here's the question that no one's ever answered. When you're saying intention, do you loop it over and over for a certain time, or do you just say it once whenever the subject comes to mind and repeat it again when you think about it later? For example, if you think about your SP, do you say, I intend for SP and I to be together? I intend for SP and I to be together. I intend for SP and I to be together for like 5 to 10 minutes? Or is it more like you think about it and say, I intend for SP and I to be together just once and move on? And when you think about it an hour later, just repeat it once and move on again till next time. I'm lost when it comes to this. With looping, I feel like I can never stop affirming. Okay, this is a really excellent question. Okay, so this is how I go throughout my day. So of course, guys, always do whatever technique feels comfortable to you. That's the most important thing that you can do. But mental diet, you have to do a mental diet because your thoughts create. Okay, I'm going to be honest, if like you script once a day at night, but then all day having all these negative thoughts and in a state of anxiety about, the relationship you want, then, you're just undoing all the scripting that you're doing. So you do need to be on a mental diet. So how does a mental diet look? Okay, so a mental diet looks like this. I am going to start, as of right now, talking my thoughts out loud. Okay. So I'm going about my day and I'm like, oh, you know what? Oh, I wonder if last night, I was like, too snappy and Andrew's upset at me. And then I'll think, then I'm like, no, he's good. He's fine. He's over it. He didn't even notice. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, my wedding's coming up next week. Oh, I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's going to I wonder if the flower person's going to be there on time. Oh, if they're late, it's going to wreck the wedding. No, the flower person's going to be there on time. Everything is going to work out perfectly. Everything is going to be great for the wedding. And go throughout my day a little bit more and be like, oh, you know what? Oh, I wonder if so-and-so's upset that I canceled dinner with them. I wonder if they're like mad at me. No, you know what? They were like totally over it. In fact, they wanted to cancel too because they had something else to do. No, they're totally fine. Oh, you know what? I wonder if so-and-so is going to be late picking me up today. No, the person's going to be completely on time and we're going to get to where we want to go. Okay. So there's a snapshot of how a mental diet looks. It's not just about thinking about your SP and then going, we're going to be in a committed relationship. If you're thinking about your SP and you're thinking, oh, I don't even know if he likes me. Well, then your next thought's going to have to be, no, he likes me and wants to be with me, and then move on. So, I personally am not a big fan of continuous looping. What I'll do is if I think about something and I have a negative thought about it, I will change that one negative thought to positive, and then I'll add a couple more on, right? So it's like, okay, let's say, oh, I don't know if Jerry is going to call me. I'm not even sure if Jerry's interested in me. Then I'll say, no, Jerry's going to call me. He's definitely interested in me, and he wants to be in a committed relationship with me because he thinks I'm the best thing in the world. So it's important to address exactly what the negative thought is. And then I like to add a couple on there. Okay. And then I move on to the next thing in my thoughts. Okay. So that's how I do a mental diet. And I find that very effective. I find that doesn't tire me out. I find that it's just about, listening to my thoughts and asking myself, do I really want to create that? And if the answer is no, just changing that thought and acknowledging the thought that I just had, and then actually changing it to something that I actually want. So I don't sit there and affirm all day, oh, Jerry wants to marry me. Jerry wants to marry me. Jerry wants to marry me. Every time I think about him, I don't do that. I'd find that very tiring. I just simply listen to my thoughts, right? And then if I do have a negative thought about something, right? And then when I do change it to a positive thought, I'll just add a few more on there, while I'm thinking about the subject. Let's just go all the way, right? right? So like I said with Jerry, like, oh, I don't know if Jerry's going to call me. I'm not even sure if he's that into me. No, Jerry's going to call me. He's totally into me. He wants to be in a committed relationship with me. In fact, this Friday, he's going to call me and ask me out on a date, and he's going to take me to dinner somewhere special. And I'll just kind of pile on to that because that negative thought got me on the subject, and I'll change that negative thought, add a couple more, and then add a few more to actually create something, and then I'll move on. Oh, what am I going to have for dinner? I don't know. I'm not a very good cook. No, I intend my dinner's going to turn out so great tonight, and I'm going to make like something out of like nothing, and it's going to be the best dinner that we had. And I'm going to hear Andrew tell me, oh my goodness, that was the best dinner ever. Okay, and I'm going to think of something easily and effortlessly to cook for dinner. Okay, moving on. Now what am I thinking about, right? So that's how I do it, is I just take the time and I just use my one thought, whether it be negative or neutral or even positive, just to keep adding a little bit in there. So yeah, so that's how I do a mental diet. So, to answer your question, it's just flipping your thoughts, and, it doesn't hurt to add a couple more, right? I would say that's way more effective than just repeating, they want to be in a relationship. They want to be in a relationship with me, because if I say, let's say for instance, I create that Jerry's unfaithful and, he's like such a player, but then I say he wants to be in a committed relationship with me, how that could potentially show up as Jerry saying, I want to be in a committed relationship with you, but I'm a player. So you've got to deal with every thought that you have, right? So that's why identifying the thought that you have, right? And going, okay, so my thought may be that, Jerry's busy on Friday and he's going to make his friends a priority over me. Then me saying he wants to be in a committed relationship isn't going to stop him from going out on Friday, my assumption of him going out on Friday with his friends. I would need to revise that particular assumption and say, okay, no, Jerry's going to spend time with me and make me a priority over top of his friends, right? And he wants to be in a committed relationship with me, and he wants to marry me, and he thinks I'm the best, girlfriend or wife in the world, and he goes out of his way to make me feel special. Do you know what I mean? So you want to address whatever assumption that you have, okay? So, just affirming that they want to be in a relationship over and over again, but having all these other assumptions about them, maybe that they don't make you a priority, or that they ghost you, or their behavior is hot and cold, you want to change those assumptions as well, and affirm the opposite of those, as long as the opposite of those are in line with what you want, right? So yeah, I intend this video absolutely helps all of you guys, and I hope that helps to answer and clear up that question. So guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, and remember, you're perfect, whole, and complete, and you can be, do, and have anything you want, because your thoughts create, and everybody is absolutely you pushed out. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.